I bet I drill a clean hole in somebody today.
In this video, we are going to be talking about a urgent matter, and that is Kazumi Mishima. Comment down below if you want this character in the game. Me personally, I wouldn't mind not having her in the game. I think what she offered in terms of fight style was really cool. You know, Jinpapi Mishima was one of the few characters who I absolutely played and love in Tag 2. And she does have some of his moves, some of his traits, and I love that about her. The reason why we're talking about Kazumi in this video is because there is a leaker who, after seeing Heihachi Mishima's reveal, kind of went back and was looking at Kazumi and was like, maybe this character will be in Tekken 8 as well. Now, this person has some evidence, like 4, 5, 6 examples. We will break those down. But first, what I want to do is revisit a video that I made probably like 1-2 years ago. It was titled Kazumi seemingly confirmed for Tekken 8. And in this video, I was basically talking about this book that was published in 2019. It's a Tekken art visual deluxe edition book. If you own this book, you know how great it is. I own a copy of it myself, but the video that I did at the time, it was focusing on the Mishimas, Heihachi, Jin, Kazuya, all of them. But when I got to Kazumi's section, I was blown away by what was discovered. So I just want to read it again and let's see if we can come to that same feeling that I did like 2 years ago, where I felt like she was going to seemingly be confirmed for Tekken 8. Let's see. And then after, we'll talk about this leak and see if the two line up or if they don't line up. I will skip everything on the left side. If you want to pause and read that for like true detail, true knowledge of Kazumi, go ahead. But I will be starting at the bottom left and then reading all of the right. When Heihachi Mishima determined that he did not possess the devil gene, it began to seem as though Kazumi must have been the source for Kazuya and Jin's hereditary curse. Ultimately, despite her deceased status, Kazumi became the main series' first female final boss. In Tekken 7, her murder at the hands of Heihachi was recontextualized as a fight between Heihachi Kazumi and the devil inside of her, in which Heihachi had killed only in self-defense, only after she is transformed into a devil and attempted to kill him. In these new flashbacks, it's implied that Kazumi only joined the Mishima clan because she was fated to kill Heihachi. This raises even more questions. How far down her own family tree does the devil gene reach? What, if anything, does the devil gene have to do with her mission to end the Mishima line? The final sentence, it says, whatever changes and revelations lie ahead for Tekken, Kazumi is sure to be at its center. Now, the reason why this was so like mind-blowing to me, and really when you think about Tekken 8 and what they're doing right now with Heihachi, Reina, it seems like they're going deep into the Tekken lore. They're going deep into the devil gene. Just looking at Heihachi's trailer, it seems like there's going to be a lot of answers there. And this book releasing after Tekken 7, so after Tekken 7 was out, then they made this book. So you wonder how many ideas from this book is pointing into the direction of Tekken 8, right? So we will find out whether or not the story DLC reference Kazumi, points at Kazumi. From this book here, it seems like there's some kind of revelation, some kind of answers for Kazumi that lie ahead. And now this is where the leak kind of picks up. The person we're going to be talking about today is Ali. Now, I can't remember exactly where or when we talked about this guy before, but back when all of the leaks and data mines was going on, there was a couple of names that I used to talk about all the time, and this was one of them. This person says there's a really high chance that the last DLC is Kazumi Mishima. Why do I think so? During the closed beta test, my friend tags a person and I explored the common animation files for the game, which contained over 3,500 different animations. Now, let me stop there. We're talking about Kazumi being very likely to be, the final character for Tekken 8, but I also have another video where we talk about Fakuram and all of the things that surround him and makes him seem like he's very likely. In my personal opinion, there's either going to be 1 or 2 characters the final character ends up being. It could very much be Kazumi, or it could be Fakuram. I will not, however, rule out any doubts of it being some other random third character, but let's keep keep going. It says this file was particularly fascinating as it included the animations dating back to Tekken 1. We found air reactions, hit reactions, Kazuya 1 stance, Akuma teleport animations, and Fate intros, among others. All characters were represented, including Gigas, Wang, Angel, Beck, Marduk, and Armor King. Although their animations were repurposed for other characters, for instance, Wang moves are now used by Zhao Yu, Angel Forward 3+4 has been reassigned to Angel Jin as while running 3+4. This person is kind of just explaining everything that they discovered at the time, all of the different fighting styles, move lists, how things have been changed and repurposed, and this also goes back to what Harada was saying in his tweet. He was saying that there is a lot of old stuff in the files, and some of that stuff will be deleted, will be discarded, and will not be true. And the biggest example of that is Marduk. We seen his fighting style all the way back in the beta, and we thought he was DLC because of it, but it turns out that that was in fact old deleted material. So that's kind of what this person is talking about here with all of these other characters. Now, when Heihachi and Kazumi is brought up is here. This person says, notably, Heihachi and Kazumi stood out with an unusual high number of animations, comprising about 60% of their moveset, including intro and outro animations from Tekken 7. At the same time, Reina had not yet been revealed, and I initially thought these animations would be assigned to her. However, when Reina was finally unveiled, it turned out she was only borrowing 3 or 4 animations from Heihachi and 1 from Kazumi. Given these developments, Kazumi's chances has significantly increased. Now, this is also something that you have to talk about with Reina as well, right? Because I remember the leaks going around and whatnot, and we thought she really was going to be a Heihachi clone. But when you look at her gameplay, she's really not. She has this totally different Mishima style, and she's nothing like Heihachi. And at the time, we thought, like, we seen all the animations, and we thought she was going, 1, we thought she was going to be like a secret daughter of Kazumi, and then 2, we thought she was going to have all of Heihachi's moves. But now we're sitting in this place where we're wondering, that's not true, right? We don't know who the mother is. It could be Kazumi, but it also could not be. But something else you have to think about, and there's more to this leak, we'll get to it in a second, but I'm just giving you my ideas. Something else you have to think about is Steve Fox. Steve Fox was created in a laboratory, so we have physical proof that someone can be created. Now, after all this time has passed, who's to say that they couldn't have done the same with a Mishima, right? It's not far-fetched that the same process of Steve creation could also be Reina's creation, right? Just some ideas. Let's continue with this person's tweet. Ali says, some examples for Kazumi animations we found. Reminder, this isn't 100% confirmation, just an educated guess. So there's 2 videos here. I'll go through both of these videos, but there's also a third video. It says, fun fact, this Akuma clip also comes from the same build and file. It was the only animation of his that I found. This is 100% just a leftover, as I suspect it's just a part of the base player animation tool. Her animations has been applied to Jin Kazama here. So he's standing like Kazumi, and he also does this move just like Kazumi as well. I believe that's the move where Kazumi sent out her tiger, and her tiger runs and attack. Now, this animation could 100% be old files that's left over, and we're not even supposed to know this exists. The biggest connection here between the two is that this person found 60% of Heihachi's moveset. And then all these months later, Heihachi is now a full character. The theory is, if this person also found 60% of Kazumi's moveset, it's a strong chance that she also can become a full character. And also, when you go back to what I read about the book, how whatever goes on with the Devil Gene, Kazumi is sure to be at the heart of it. One final thing I will say about this as well. So we have Harada's hint to go off of. He said koala, raccoon, and hamster. We know a koala is Heihachi, a raccoon is Lydia. A lot of people think that the hamster is one of a few characters. Fakaram is a contender. A lot of people say Josie, Kunimitsu. There's a lot of ideas. But I was thinking about, what if it's Kazumi? We were talking about how the hamster comes from Asia, and Fakaram is an Asian character, so is Kazumi. It could very much be a reference to her as well, right?